Charlie Johnson is a middle-aged bank employee living in New York. His life feels like a wound-up mechanical clock, boring, monotonous, and utterly devoid of passion. At precisely 6:30 a.m., his alarm rings, and Charlie drags his tired body out of bed. Breakfast is always the same, a simple coffee and toast, before he squeezes onto a crowded subway to head to his bank job in Manhattan. At the bank, Charlie's work feels like an endless assembly line, processing loan applications, reviewing documents, and replying to customer emails. His desk is piled high with paperwork. His computer screen displays long spreadsheets, and the only sounds in the office are the clacking of keyboards and the whirring of printers. Charlie's job offers no challenges, and he feels like a mechanical operator, repeating the same tasks day in and day out. During lunch, Charlie typically eats alone at a nearby fast food joint. Occasionally, a few colleagues invite him to join them for lunch and chat about things outside of work, but Charlie always declines, saying he has too much work to do. He rarely participates in social gatherings with his coworkers and has almost no social life. In the evenings, Charlie returns to his small apartment, usually ordering takeout, and then plopping onto the couch to watch TV. His social circle is minuscule, with few friends, and he spends his weekends at home. Charlie feels trapped in this life, but seems unable to find any motivation to change. One evening, as Charlie arrives home as usual, he is surprised to find a familiar face at his door. "Ethan?" Charlie exclaims in astonishment. Ethan is an old friend from college. They used to be inseparable, but after graduation, they drifted apart due to their busy lives. "Surprise!" Ethan beams, spreading his arms wide for a hug. "Long time no see, old friend." "It's a real surprise. Come on in." Charlie ushers Ethan inside, and they settle on the couch, catching up on old times. Ethan quickly notices the dullness and monotony of Charlie's life and can't help but ask, "Charlie, is this how your life is? A never-ending loop of boredom and dullness?" Charlie sighs. "Yeah, every day is the same. Work, home, sleep, repeat. I've gotten used to it." Ethan looks at him with a mix of sympathy and concern. "Charlie, you can't keep living like this. You need a change." "I recently attended a self-improvement seminar, and it was incredibly helpful. I think you should try it too." Charlie hesitates. "A self-improvement seminar? What's that about?" Ethan excitedly explains. "It's called the Yes Experiment Seminar. The idea is to encourage us to say yes to every opportunity and invitation for a month. Just try it and see what happens." Charlie is skeptical about the idea, but seeing the earnest look in Ethan's eyes, he feels that maybe this could be a way out of his dull existence. "All right, Ethan, I'll consider it." They chat for a while longer before Ethan leaves. Charlie sits on the couch pondering Ethan's words. Maybe it is time to try something new. He picks up his phone and starts searching for information about the seminar. A new thought begins to take root in his mind. Perhaps this could be the start of a new chapter in his life. That night, for the first time in a long while, Charlie feels a flicker of excitement about the future. With Ethan's constant encouragement and persuasion, Charlie finally decided to sign up for the Yes Experiment seminar. Despite his inner doubts and reluctance, he chose to trust his old friend's advice. The seminar date arrived quickly, and Charlie, filled with nervous anticipation, made his way to the conference center. The lobby of the conference center was bustling with activity, with people lining up at the registration desk. After receiving his name badge, Charlie followed the crowd into a spacious conference room. The room was vibrantly decorated, with motivational posters and photos adorning the walls, exuding a positive energy at every turn. Charlie found a seat near the front and looked around, noticing the eager and curious expressions on the faces of the other attendees. Before long, the lights dimmed, and a spotlight illuminated the center of the stage. A lively young woman in a bright orange suit, full of energy, stepped onto the stage. "Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Yes Experiment seminar," she said in a voice filled with infectious enthusiasm. "I'm Jessica, your seminar leader for this event." Jessica began sharing her own experiences, detailing how she transformed from someone leading a mundane life into a person who embraced life's challenges. Her story was inspiring, and her passionate speech quickly electrified the atmosphere in the room. She emphasized that every significant change in life starts with a simple decision: to say yes. "For the next month," Jessica continued, "I want each of you to say yes to every opportunity and invitation that comes your way. Whether it's attending a party, trying a new sport, or accepting a new job offer, if it's something you can do, go for it. You'll be amazed at how dramatically your life can change." Sitting in the audience, Charlie still felt skeptical. Could saying yes really make a difference? But seeing the determined and hopeful look in Jessica's eyes, he decided to give himself and the seminar a chance. At the end of the seminar, Jessica invited everyone to take a pledge, committing to saying yes to all opportunities and invitations for the next month. Charlie hesitated for a moment, but eventually raised his hand and joined the others in taking the pledge. As Charlie left the conference center, he felt like he had crossed a threshold, stepping into an unknown world. He began to realize that this was not just a seminar, but a personal challenge and an opportunity to rediscover himself. The next day, Charlie returned to the bank with a renewed sense of anticipation. He decided to start small. When his colleagues invited him to join them for lunch, he didn't decline for the first time. Instead, he smiled and said, "Sure, I'd love to." During lunch, he actively participated in the conversation, finding his coworkers to be genuinely interesting and learning many new things from their discussions. That evening, Charlie received a call from an old college friend, inviting him to an impromptu speaking club meeting. In the past, he would have immediately found an excuse to avoid it. But this time, he took a deep breath and said, "Sure, I'll be there." And so, Charlie embarked on his yes experiment. Despite lingering nervousness, he discovered that each time he said yes, it brought new experiences and insights. He started participating in various activities, meeting new people, and trying things he had never imagined before. One evening, Charlie attended the impromptu speaking club meeting. Standing in front of a group of strangers, his heart raced, but he reminded himself to be brave. After his speech, he received numerous compliments and encouragements, filling him with an unprecedented sense of fulfillment and confidence. Charlie gradually realized that saying yes was not just about accepting external invitations, but also about recognizing and affirming himself. His life began to take on a vibrant hue, and his mindset shifted from a negative to a positive one. Each day became filled with new possibilities and surprises, and Charlie's life was transformed. As Charlie gradually adapted to the challenge of the yes experiment, he discovered that each new yes brought unexpected surprises and opportunities. The initial nervousness and anxiety began to fade, replaced by curiosity and anticipation for life. One sunny Friday afternoon, Charlie's coworkers were discussing their weekend plans. Emma, a new employee, suggested a picnic gathering. Charlie usually avoided such social activities, but this time he smiled and nodded. "Sounds fun. I'll be there." At the Saturday picnic, Charlie met many new faces. People spread out blankets in the park, filling them with all sorts of food and drinks. The sun bathed the grass in a warm glow, and a gentle breeze added to the lively atmosphere. Charlie brought a bottle of wine to share, gradually immersing himself in the cheerful environment. Emma walked over, offering Charlie a chocolate cookie she had baked herself. "Try this. I made it. Charlie took a bite, his eyes lighting up. This is delicious. You did a great job, Emma. Emma smiled. Thanks, I love baking. What about you, Charlie? Do you have any special hobbies? Charlie thought for a moment. I've always wanted to try yoga, but I never felt flexible enough and was afraid of looking silly. Emma's eyes sparkled. I go to a yoga class every week. You should come with me and give it a try. With Emma's encouragement, Charlie embarked on his yoga journey. The first few sessions were tough. His body felt stiff, but gradually he became more flexible and found a sense of peace in the practice. His bond with Emma grew stronger as they often discussed yoga insights and experiences. Beyond yoga, Charlie explored many activities he had never dared to try before. One weekend, he joined a skydiving event organized by his colleagues. Standing at the airplane door, looking down at the vast expanse below, Charlie felt a mix of intense nerves and excitement. At the instructor's signal, he leaped, experiencing the exhilarating rush of free fall. He shouted with joy in the air, embracing the freedom and thrill. After the skydiving session, Charlie met many interesting people, including a photographer named Tom. Tom showed him stunning skydiving photos, sparking Charlie's interest in photography. He began learning photography techniques from Tom and bought his first DSLR camera. During an outdoor photography trip, Charlie and Tom visited a nature reserve. Charlie captured beautiful scenes with his camera, from mist-covered lakes at dawn to mountains bathed in sunset light. The experience brought him a deep sense of tranquility and satisfaction. One evening, Emma invited Charlie to a music concert organized by one of her friends. Charlie eagerly accepted, and they went to a cozy jazz club. The live music was soulful and passionate, deeply captivating Charlie. He discovered that Emma was not only a yoga enthusiast, but also a music lover, and their shared interests drew them closer together. After the concert, Charlie and Emma strolled through the streets outside the club, talking about music, photography, and life. Charlie realized that Emma's optimism and enthusiasm had inspired him, filling him with new hope and motivation for life. As the month-long Yes experiment drew to a close, Charlie reflected on the incredible changes he had experienced. The man who used to say no had transformed into someone filled with courage and a spirit of adventure. He had made many new friends and tried countless new things, enriching his life immensely. More importantly, Charlie discovered that he was no longer the person who felt trapped and disillusioned by life. He learned how to embrace change and actively seize every opportunity. His mindset became more open, and his life significantly improved as a result. Standing on a New York street, gazing at the dazzling night sky, Charlie softly said, "Thank you, Emma. You showed me a different side of life." Emma smiled back at him. "No, it was you who chose to change. I just helped you see the possibility." They shared a warm smile and continued walking forward, ready to embrace a future filled with hope and endless possibilities. As the month-long Yes experiment drew to a close, Charlie's life had become filled with novelty and challenges. He attended various activities, met many new friends, and his life became rich and colorful. However, along with the excitement came endless busyness and fatigue. Each morning, Charlie's schedule was packed with activities. There were morning yoga classes, afternoon photography sessions, evening social gatherings, and weekends were filled with skydiving, hiking trips, and music concerts. His life seemed like an endless marathon, and he was running out of steam. One morning during a yoga class, Charlie felt an overwhelming sense of fatigue. His movements became sluggish, and his body started to protest. After the class, he sat in the corner, panting heavily. Emma walked over, concern etched on her face. "Charlie, are you okay? You look exhausted." Charlie forced a smile. "I'm fine, just been a bit busy lately." Emma frowned. "You really need to take a break. Don't push yourself too hard. Charlie nodded, but didn't take her words to heart. He felt he had to keep going, afraid of missing any opportunity that might change his life. But the exhaustion didn't go away. It only got worse. One evening, Charlie was working late at the office, processing an important loan application. His head was heavy, and his eyes were barely open. In his fatigue, he made a significant mistake, entering a crucial number incorrectly. The next day, Charlie was called into his boss's office. His boss's face was stern, holding the erroneous application. "Charlie, this mistake is very serious. It could prevent the client's loan from being approved. How did you make such a basic error?" Charlie felt a cold sweat trickle down his back. He lowered his head. "I'm sorry. I've been really tired lately. Probably because I've been so busy." His boss sighed. "Charlie, I know you've been trying new things recently, but work must come first. I hope you reflect on this and avoid such mistakes in the future." Leaving his boss's office, Charlie felt more confused and defeated than ever. Sitting at his desk, his boss's words echoed in his mind. While the past month had brought many new experiences, the constant busyness had also caused immense stress and problems. At home, Charlie felt utterly exhausted. He lay on his couch reflecting on the past month. Although saying yes had brought many new and exciting experiences, it had also left him feeling lost and tired. He began to question the value of the yes experiment, wondering if it was really necessary. Emma called, inviting him to a weekend music festival. Charlie hesitated, then declined. "Sorry, Emma, I'm really tired and need to rest." After hanging up, Charlie felt a wave of relief. Maybe he really needed to stop and reflect on these past few weeks. He began to reassess his life, contemplating which activities were genuinely meaningful to him and which were just unnecessary drains on his energy. That weekend, Charlie didn't plan any activities. He went to Central Park alone, sitting on a bench by the lake, watching the water ripple in the breeze. The wind seemed to carry away his stress and unease. Charlie closed his eyes, taking a deep breath of fresh air, feeling an unprecedented sense of calm. He started to understand that life needs balance. While saying yes is important, it's equally crucial to know when to say no. Only by finding this balance can one truly live a fulfilling life. Charlie decided to readjust his pace, focusing on activities that were genuinely meaningful to him. He called Emma, explaining his decision. Emma understood and encouraged him to find his balance. That night, for the first time in a long while, Charlie felt clear-headed. He recognized his needs and limits, deciding to no longer blindly chase every opportunity, but to choose those that were truly valuable to him. Charlie regained a sense of balance in his life, his mindset becoming more steadfast and composed. Though he would still face various challenges, he had learned how to find the right path between saying yes and no, ready to navigate his future with newfound clarity. After his solitary reflection, Charlie decided to take action and regain control of his life. He began to carefully evaluate each invitation and opportunity, no longer blindly saying yes to everything, but instead making wise choices based on his state and needs. One morning a week later, Charlie ran into Ethan at the office entrance. Seeing Charlie's energetic demeanor, Ethan smiled and said, "Looks like you've found your way out of the rut, my friend." Charlie nodded. "Yes, I've learned how to find balance." Ethan patted his shoulder. "That's the key. Life can't just be about adventure and novelty. It also needs moderation and wisdom." At lunch, Charlie and Ethan ate at a nearby restaurant, discussing recent changes. Charlie shared his feelings about finding his balance point. Ethan listened intently, nodding in agreement from time to time. "Charlie, you've done great," Ethan said. "But don't forget, There's someone important you need to thank. Charlie knew Ethan was referring to Emma. He decided to thank her personally for her support and encouragement during this time. That evening, Charlie invited Emma to a small restaurant for dinner. The ambiance was elegant, with flickering candlelight and a warm atmosphere. Charlie expressed his gratitude to Emma. Emma, thank you for your constant support and encouragement. Without you, I wouldn't have made these changes. Emma smiled and took Charlie's hand. Charlie, I just helped you see another side of life. The real change came from you. They reminisced about the past month, laughing over memorable experiences and funny stories. As the evening wore on, their bond grew even closer. In the following days, Charlie continued his new balanced lifestyle. He no longer pursued every opportunity indiscriminately, but learned to selectively engage in activities that truly mattered to him. He still attended yoga classes and photography sessions, but didn't allow himself to become endlessly busy. One weekend, Charlie and Emma visited an art gallery, showcasing the works of a renowned photographer. Charlie was deeply moved by the vibrant and emotional photographs. "These photos are beautiful," Charlie remarked. "Each one captures a moment in life, those small yet precious instances." Emma nodded in agreement. "Yes, that's the beauty of photography. It shows us the often overlooked wonders of life." They wandered through the gallery, absorbing the artistic atmosphere. Charlie realized that every choice in life, every yes or no, was a part of his unique story. With the help of Emma and Ethan, Charlie found his balance point in life. He learned when to say yes and when to say no. This balance made his life richer and allowed him to be more composed and confident. Ultimately, Charlie embraced a new life. His mindset became more open, and his life significantly improved. He learned to seize every opportunity while also protecting his inner peace. His relationship with Emma grew closer as they explored the new and beautiful aspects of life together. Charlie understood that finding balance didn't mean giving up on adventure. It meant discovering the right path between adventure and stability. This path led him to a future filled with hope and limitless possibilities.